Hello and welcome to another episode on this channel. Remember that this channel is dedicated to bringing you amazing educative content on real estate and helping you invest safely in real estate transactions in Nigeria. Generally helping you to avoid real estate issues and bringing credible real estate investment opportunities your way, as well as inspiring you to venture into real estate. Okay, so in this particular episode, I'm going to be sharing 10 rules of safe real estate investment in Nigeria. 10 amazing rules of safe real estate investment in Nigeria. You don't want to miss any one of these. I'm going to be doing this into episodes, part 1 and part 2. I'll share 5 in this episode and share 5 in the second episode. So do well to watch this to the end. Remember, my name is Raymond Ijeomah, and I'm a real estate entrepreneur as well as a property lawyer here in Nigeria. All right, so number one rule is do not make payment until all questions have been satisfactorily answered. Do not make payments to any seller or an agent or any real estate company without having all your questions answered satisfactorily. The truth about real estate transactions is okay, but first, surprisingly, I've met clients who make payments and they haven't even inspected the property. They haven't seen the property. They they in fact, some agents straight up tells them that you make payments before seeing the land, or you make a certain deposit before seeing the land, or you do this before seeing the land, or you do this before you see the title document. Those things are, in my opinion, in my experience in the real estate industry in Nigeria, those things are a breach of the rules of safety. All right, the same way in health, or in there are safety measures that everyone, if you work in an industry or a factory, there are safety measures that you must put in place, and if you breach those safety measures or you disobey those rules, then you are bound to be hurt. All right, so basically, you do not make any payment until all questions have been satisfactorily answered. And that also means that you are satisfied by what you have seen, by the document that have been presented to you, by everything that concerns that particular property. I actually do not intend going so much in details, but basically that is your number one rule. Number two, never ignore due diligence. Never ever ignore due diligence in all property transactions. You want to buy a property, you want to be sure that, oh, the person before you is the real person selling the property, the owner of the property. How did the property come about? All right, I have videos for almost every point I've discussed here. I have videos that I've discussed slightly on all of them. I think I've done something, I've done that. All right, so do well to check them out for extensive conversations around these rules. But basically, never ignore due diligence in all real estate transactions. What is due diligence? Due diligence is wanting to find out more about the property to be sure that this property is safe. There cannot be 100% guarantee all the time, as it were, but you have to have some level of certainty or assurance, having done the necessary and requisite things that you should do to ensure that a particular property is safe for you to invest your money. You don't want to invest 1 million, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 100 million naira without taking the necessary steps or obeying the necessary rules that concern such transactions. All right. Number three, don't buy properties without title documents, or without a plan to regularize all irregularities with respect to that particular title document. Or let me say that again. Do not buy any property that doesn't have a title document, or without an executed plan or a plan to regularize all irregularities. Let me explain that. There are some properties that do not have title document. For instance, this morning particularly, No, the person sent a message that this property available for sale, and let's Fortreal Rei Ltd get into it and help them sell the property. And I was, yeah, asking questions, investigative questions as per how the property came about and all of that, and what's the title on the land. And then I was told that the land has a receipt, and the asking price for that particular property is 40 million naira. So I asked a question. Ordinarily, in the legal sense of it, a receipt is not a title document. So as it were, that property doesn't have a title document. So what's the plan to sort out that issue? Yes, it has a survey plan, but for a property for of that kind of value and amount, someone needs to be careful before investing that kind of money, and someone has to go further to regularize some irregularities before making such huge investment. That's an example of what I'm talking about. There are a number of other examples, but the point basically is never buy a property without a title document. So you may want to find out what the title document is. I remember I've talked about some different videos where I've talked about what the title document is or what is not a title document. So you could check out the videos on the channel. I would possibly share a link to them in this particular video on the description part of this video. Number four, never buy a property from a member figure. A member figure in a family or a community. I will explain that. What I mean by a member figure is someone who has the status of just a member and not the head. Alright, so for instance, specifically family transactions, you don't buy family property from just a member of a family. The head of the family must be involved. I have a video where I've talked about this already. The head of the family must be involved. And other principal members to be safer. All right, the head of the family can sell a loan, but to be safer, to have a more concrete or a stronger transaction with evidence, or as it's where you should have the head of the family as well as two other principal members of the family. And the same way for a community, you don't sell a community land or a communal land with from or you don't buy rather a community land from just an elder in the family in the community, all right, or just the secretary, except if it's his personal land, because these individuals, the family, the community, they are custodians of the community or family property. All right, so they do not possess the individual capacity to sell. So that's that for that. I'm going to rush off to the next and the last in this episode. Number 5, never buy property from a proxy without credible connections to the real owner. By proxy, I refer to these kind of transactions as proxy transactions, where the real owner is not available or the person whose name is in the title document is not available at that moment and is selling through an individual. So what I'm saying basically as a rule is that you do not buy property from a proxy without having direct connections or contact or credible documentary connection with the real owner of the property. These are the 5 rules you want to obey. If you have questions, do it to check, drop them in the comment section. And if you also like this video, to like it and drop a comment as well. And do it to share this video with a friend. Let your friends know these rules so that they do not disobey them. Yeah, my name is Raymond Ijeomah, and I'm a real estate entrepreneur as well as a property lawyer here in Nigeria. Remember, this video is just part 1. There's a part 2, and you want to check it out to ensure that you have the 10 rules of safe real estate investment in Nigeria. I still compile rules, so I may have another 5, have another 10, have another 5, making it 20, and I'll just keep putting them together to ensure that you have safe real estate investment in Nigeria. On that note, I would like to say bye bye.